HTV News Source is sponsored by CN Vision Image Consulting and Chi Products.
You're watching HTV, Houston Television News Source, a product of the City of Houston. Your story, your voice, your station.
Hello, welcome to this edition of HTV News Source. I'm your host, Mariana Villanguren. Stephen Hall, the new Director of Veterans Affairs for the City of Houston, met with General Werner and Mayor Sylvester Turner at City Hall to discuss the future of helping soldiers in the military make a smooth transition into civilian life. According to Mr. Hall, Houston offers some of the best opportunities in the nation. Councilmember Jerry Davis knows how important it is to expose minority elementary students to different careers in the health field. These kids had a chance to rotate around the room to talk to nurses, dentists, and doctors to see if they want to be any of the above. Davis found it to be important to set up minority students with successful minority doctors to have a mentor throughout their lives.
There's more than one way to achieve success, and success is defined by you.
Vice Mayor Pro Tem Jerry Davis invited 10 different elementary schools from District B to come and learn about taking care of their health and also learn about what it takes to become a dentist, a doctor, or any other position in the healthcare profession.
We've busted them in to get an understanding of what it's like to be one, minority healthcare professional. Also, number two, to understand what are some of the serious diseases that are plaguing our community. And three, is for them to be able to see people that that they may not have seen or haven't been in the I guess maybe to get in contact with, so they can lead, so they can see people who are leaders that look like them, and show them what they can do and what they can be.
Dr. Victor Sims, an internal medicine physician at Kelsey-Seybold Clinic in Houston, spoke with HTV News Source and had a very special message for kids.
We are meeting with a group of young students and telling them a little bit about what we do. And in particular, not just what we do, we're emphasizing the importance of them taking care of their health, and then also we're giving them some exposure to options that they may have in health fields.
Tony Johnson is a 12-year-old elementary school student. She finds it interesting to hear from professionals who can give her advice about a healthcare profession.
They're giving me what I'm going to do when I grow up and stuff.
What are you interested in?
Veterinarian, like animals.
How much do I get paid? They told me that you specifically were going to ask me that question.
This is the 12th annual event Councilmember Jerry Davis has put together to help youngsters learn about different careers. Councilmember Amanda Edwards spoke with HTV's News Source regarding future projects to relieve traffic congestion in the city of Houston. Speed trains were included in that option. Take a look.
Through the Houston-Galveston Area Council, we've been studying the question of what will it mean for our region to invest in high-capacity transit. We're going to be adding 4.2 million people to our region in the next couple of decades, and so we've got to be making some substantial investments today in order to reap the benefits for tomorrow. Those benefits happen to be financial in nature. We found that 94,000 jobs could be created by adding high-capacity transit at a high level. Of course, this is not without a price tag. This is a very expensive undertaking, so our next step will be to study what will it take to actually get the paradigm shift for funding done in order for us to have the resources necessary to build a community and infrastructure that we need for tomorrow.
Coming up next, we show you how Yao Ming brings table tennis to Houston.
May is Bicycle Month, and the City of Houston is celebrating with its annual Bike to Work Day event on Friday, May 17th, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. We hope to see you there, ready to ride. What's that? You don't have a bicycle? B-Cycle is here to save. Remember, Friday, May 17th, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
We know you didn't do it. Just confess.
Okay, you're right. I didn't use the 311 app. I mean, I saw the pothole, but I just got lazy. I mean, I didn't use the 311 app.
You are pathetic.
Who says that kind of stuff?
Use the City of Houston app for all your 311 needs.
Welcome back. The Super Bowl of table tennis is coming to our city in 2021. It's the first time the U.S. has hosted the World Championships.
And the winner with 83 votes is Houston, USA.
The International Table Tennis Federation's 2021 World Championships will be held right here in Houston. This is the first time the U.S. has hosted the games, which haven't been held outside of Europe and Asia since 1939. Several cities were in the running to host the games, but a familiar face made Houston a slam dunk. Yao Ming is a former Houston Rockets center. He traded his basketball for a much smaller ball, and he's pretty good on the smaller court, too. Ming lobbied for the games to come to H-Town, and the Harris County Houston Sports Authority is excited to host the event. The year 2021 marks the 50th anniversary of the U.S. team's visit to China, which played an important role in history. That match became known as the ping pong diplomacy because it paved the way for a rare cultural exchange between the two countries. President Richard Nixon visited China the following year, and more open relations began. Mayor Turner says Yao Ming was once given the key to our city, and we're very proud to see that he is using that key to help unlock the next 50 years of diplomacy right here in Houston.
In other news, Mayor Sylvester Turner, along with Dr. Peirce, talked about the dangers of the drug better known as Kush. Check it out.
It is important to note Houston is not alone in combating what has become a nationwide issue. However, we believe the comprehensive work of the Houston Police Department and the Houston Fire Departments are having a significant impact. And we will continue to work on this until it is under control and no longer taxing our resources. And then it's a part of our comprehensive strategy to address homelessness, transient, those on our streets, vagrancy, and panhandlers, and the list goes on and on.
We will continue to focus on the worst of the worst, and we will deliver results. So I want to congratulate Chief Kern and the Narcotics Division. Just tell you, just fantastic work, and I'm convinced that we've just saved not only lives, but our very precious resources. Thank you very much.
Kush is a complicated drug. When we talk about Kush, we're not talking about one drug. We're actually talking about a family of drugs. We're also talking about backyard pharmacists that are creating these drugs, and their ability to make sure that they calculate the dose right is terrible. And so some people are getting exposed to a little bit of drug, other people are getting exposed to really large amounts of drug, and the consequences of those folks who get large amounts of drugs can be devastating. And we've had people have seizures, we've had people die, we've had people have really terrible consequences.
Next on News Source, one of our own stepped up to the plate to raise money for kids with cancer. Stay with us.
Houston Friends, you have the opportunity to raise awareness for shelter animals across the city by joining the Houston Bark Foundation's Bark for Bark Pet Walk at Rice University.
As chair of the Bark Walk with my mother, Sofia Adrogué, I'm elated to continue last year's success with the Dog Walk. Registration will begin at 8:30 a.m., followed by the Bark Walk at 9:30 a.m. across Rice's beautiful campus.
As a dog lover and advocate for fostering and adopting shelter dogs in need of forever homes, Kara and I are thrilled to be a part of this year's Bark Walk once again. In 2017, Bark helped adopt out almost 9,000 animals.
Having had the opportunity to foster and rescue animals in my home, as well as drive volunteer efforts, it's important we continue to spread awareness and support Bark's mission and work.
Please visit the Bark Foundation website at www.houstonbarkfoundation.org. We are Houston Strong. Hashtag Bark for Bark.
Did you know the Fair Housing Act prohibits housing discrimination based on race, color, national origin, religion, sex, disability, and familiar status. If you feel you've been discriminated against, call the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development at 1-800-669-0777. The City of Houston's Fair Housing Office educates citizens about their fair housing rights. Want to learn more about fair housing rights? Call the Housing Department at 832-394-6240.
Welcome back to HTV News Source. Thank you for staying with us. The St. Baldrick's Foundation is a volunteer and donor-powered charity committed to supporting the most promising research to find cures for childhood cancers and give survivors long and healthy lives. St. Baldrick's funds more in childhood cancer research grants than any organization except the U.S. government. Houston hosted its local effort during the Shave for the Brave event held on April the 27th at Capone's Oven and Bar. The local team raised $18,680 and still rising.
Miles was diagnosed with osteosarcoma in July of 2018 and went underwent therapy from then on. And the Miles Squad shirts are just his school and other friends and family put these together to support him during that time. And then his cousin Anthony Finagle. Anthony, come here.
Yeah.
Decided to raise over $5,000 in support for St. Baldrick's and support for cancer research to support his cousin Miles.
If you could speak to every citizen in the city of Houston, what would you tell them about St. Baldrick's?
I would tell them that all the funds go to cancer research for pediatric cancer, which is probably the most needed funding.
Thanks for watching this edition of HTV's News Source. I'm your host, Mariana Oyanguren. Until next time, have a great day and thanks for watching HTV. Your story, your voice, your station.
HTV News Source is sponsored by CN Vision Image Consulting and Chi Products.